Hello, everyone. So while they are setting up the presentation, let me introduce myself. My name is Şahin. I'm from Istanbul, AMS OSRAM team, and welcome again. We are AMS OSRAM. Probably you know OSRAM company because it's over 100 years old with a history. AMS is an Austrian semiconductor and sensor manufacturer. So it's a joint company of AMS and OSRAM. We call it AMS OSRAM now, and the power comes from light, as you see here. Some market data from around the world. So we are number one in light sensors. This is by 23 data. We are number two in LEDs by 24 data, and number one in automotive lamps. So our, let's say, objective for today is to make you understand that we are not just an LED manufacturer, but also, let's say, market leader in sensor portfolio as well. So as you can see here, we have emitters, LEDs, micro LED, lasers, lamps, and sensors, light sensor, biosensors, image sensors, and optical micro modules, and integrated circuits and algorithms. So we are actually everywhere when it comes to emitting the light or sensing the light. So when you look at the holistic picture of our company, our 70% of our revenues come from LEDs, lasers, ICs, and sensors, and 30% of it comes from automotive and specialty lamps. As you can see, we have over 20,000 plus customers, 13,000 plus patents, and 25 major R&D locations. And if you look at the application, we have automotive over 50%, which is our strength comes from, and industrial and medical applications 25%, and consumer applications 23%. Region-wise, our biggest region is, of course, as you expect, the APAC region. Then comes EMEA, then Americas. We have over 19,000 employees, 5,000 engineers around the world. So if you ask why AMS OSRAM and why we are the long-lasting manufacturer in lighting and sensing business, it's of course the quality and innovation, leadership, and the investment in R&D. So this kept us alive, and we believe that we will be the market leader on ongoing years. Of course, unique portfolio, quality first understanding, and locally available support for our customers is always our USPs. We have two cohort headquarters. One of them is in Germany, Regensburg, 1 hour drive from Munich. You are always welcome to visit our facilities. And the second one is Premstetten in Austria. This comes from AMS headquarters, which is the sensor manufacturer. And of course, in order to meet the global demands, we have 16 other locations across the globe. Many of them are in APAC region, mainly in Malaysia and Americas as well. 25 major R&D locations. As I said, I would like to emphasize that we are not just a manufacturer, we are also an R&D company. So most of our investments goes on to R&D. So this kept us alive, and then we would like to invest more on R&D level. So I will go into details on the product level, and you will see that we invest a lot and we try to always innovate with our products. So you see here the holistic view of our application, so what we do. So it's not just the lighting and emitting the light, but also sensing the light, and try to be, let's say, innovative company when it comes to different applications, like automotive, for example. Of course, this is our stronghold, but we take our experience that we develop in automotive side to apply it to different areas, like industrial, as you see here, robotics, the medical, of course, the consumer electronics. So as the presenter said in the beginning, so you must have already using our products even in many of your let's say appliances at home or in your daily life. You never know it, but we are everywhere and as a market leader. So as you see, the automotive side, general lighting side, wearables, horticulture, or even UVC disinfection, medical lighting, and so on. So these are our main applications. Some of the deep dive on what I said in previous slide. In automotive side, we have the projected lighting, smart surfaces, advanced displays, and of course dynamic forward lighting, signaling, and so on. And industrial side, we have robotics, automation, and if you go down, you see UVC, horticulture, and medical lighting, and consumer applications. And more detail for each vertical, what you can achieve with our products when it comes to transportation, industrial, medical, and consumer. Some of the use cases we wrote, but of course use cases can vary. Some of the products can be used in cross-section way, so you can use in different applications. But this is just what we think as a highlight to you. So of course, when it comes to different applications, I would like to start by going into detail for each vertical. First one will be defense and aerospace. These are the applications we taught, and I will try to, let's say, map our solutions to these applications that you see here, like UAVs, drones and robotics, aerospace, military displays and cockpits, soldier of tomorrow. You can also combine this with VSM applications, small arms and components, targeting illumination system, laser and defense, night vision and surveillance. And this is actually mapping our products to these applications. So as you see here on the left-hand side, you have the applications, and on top you see our whole product portfolio. So as you can see here, so you don't see only the LEDs that we produce, but also you see VIS LEDs, IR LEDs, lasers, ambient lights. On the left-hand side, you see our visualization portfolio, lasers and IR LEDs. And the right-hand side, you see our CSA portfolio, as we call it, the sensor portfolio. So ambient light, color sensors, spectral sensors, proximity sensors, time of flies, which is very important for defense applications, vital sign monitoring, CMOS image sensors, which is also another biggest category of our CSA portfolio, optical force touch, and position, capacitive, temperature, and IVT sensors. So all of these are our matching. So if you have, after you have our portfolio, you can also brainstorm internally and talk with us what kind of application you would like to have, and we can also offer you our best fitting products. More details, I will not go into detail for each category, but we also went into product categories. As you see here, IR LEDs, lasers, but if you go into this slide, you see what kind of application for UAVs that you need, then for those applications, what kind of products of ours and that you can match. So for example, for near IR light source and drivers, big cells, dot projectors that you can use, for time of flight sensors, where you can use, for CMOS, especially for UAV production. I know in this region it's going to be hot topic. It's hot topic now, but it's going to hot topic more. And we have some success stories in my country, especially in Turkey. As you know, Turkey is one of the biggest manufacturers of drones currently, and we are already, let's say, achieved some designs together with the Turkish manufacturers. So we have these kind of success stories which is already on field working, and we can multiply those within your region too. Of course, when it comes to specific lighting, as I said, we are number one. If you think about the OSRAM or AMS OSRAM in general, you can think like you can find everything in one place. So if there is some need, we are already producing it when it comes to emitting and sensing the light. So this is one of the examples as well. When it comes to cockpit lighting, you need specific, let's say, laser diodes, RGB LEDs. And also this is coming from, as I said, automotive segment. In automotive, you need to be robust, reliable, or let's say long lifetimes for the products. We multiply this into military and defense sections, as in military defense, it's also needed. There are still some products that we are producing over 10, 15 years or more periods. So products are mostly available in long lifetime, and I know it's very important for the military use cases. So another product divisions for the mobile targeting systems and the night vision. As you see, some of the products are already inside, so matching with the similar use cases. For robot soldiers, as I said, this is also coming from some of the applications that in the consumer level, but also it can be applied into, let's say, military and defense sections. For the, future human soldier, this is also coming from vital sign monitoring. You can combine this with the night vision, IR products, and so on. And also you see down below our vital sign monitoring devices, which I will go into detail in further slides. And space projects. So this is, I believe, last but not least, for the CSA portfolio in the military segment. This become also one of the major topics in this area. So everybody wants to develop their own satellite modules, and we have already success stories in my country that locally developed satellites produced by our CMOS sensors. Even we have success stories in America as well, with NASA as well. So we can multiply these success stories in this region too. We have also specifically required ASIC production. Based on your requirements, we can, let's say, agree with you to work on the ASICs if you need. And another important point, just around the map, I know for military, where it's produced is really important, especially for the some limitations. So our main production is in Premstetten, Austria. So most of our sensor products are made in Europe. So I believe it's also one of the important topics when it comes to Chinese production with comparing our products. So another vertical is industrial that we target to achieve, and we are already working on with major, let's say, producers around the world. Of course, when it comes to industrial, it's robotic home appliances, automation, BMS applications, factory automation or UVC treatment. And this is our whole sensor portfolio. The ones that you see in the other vertical, it also applies to this one. We have position sensors, time of flight sensors, proximity, automotive and vital sign, CMOS image sensors and light solutions, drivers and so on. I will just go into detail, but I will not mention about the product specifications that much. Just I will want you to know that why we win, what are our unique selling points. When it comes to time of flight, we have two different sections: one zone, single zone, and multi-zone time of flight sensors. First one is, of course, user configurability. We give you all the files, all the firmware, SDKs, and interfaces, then you can configure accordingly. We don't keep anything, let's say, closed. And of course, low power consumption and the smallest hardware in the world is also one of the important points that our customers are choosing us. Left hand side, you see the single zone. Right hand side, you see the multiple zone. You can configure these. You can use them for different applications. You can create 3D map into the area for the multi-zone product. And some of the success stories, most of them are in, as I said, consumer area. Of course, we couldn't put here the defense and military application success stories, but you can imagine the same time of flight. You need this for the drones, you need this for laser detection, you need this for, let's say, human soldier, you need this for, many applications or robotic, let's say, dog and so on. So you might apply this to another areas. The unique selling points that I mentioned: configurability, ease of use, low power, and also package size. Another product is proximity detection. It might not be exactly fitting into your, let's say, needs, but just to mention that we have pretty much whole portfolio. I have proximity sensor, ALS color sensing, and the another one is ambient light and color and spectral sensors we have. And of course, we have LED drivers. As an LED manufacturer, we are also doing the drivers under the sensor portfolio. We have standalone intelligent driver and matrix drivers. CMOS image sensors, the ones that I mentioned regarding the satellites, of course, with the wide area sensors above 2 megapixel. This is mostly for medical applications. As you can see on the right hand side, it's the smallest sensor design we have, and then LVDS interface for long cable requirements. Mostly for disposable endoscopy or endoscopy in general. And this is already in the market, so with most of the, let's say, medical companies are using our products already. And another, let's say, family in the same CMOS image sensors. And we have position sensors that's widely used in the industry. The unique selling points are, of course, the highest accuracy. Another important point is stray field immunity. This is one of the most important topics when it comes to magnetic position sensing. Of course, flexible system design, as I mentioned earlier, with the time of flight, it's applicable here. And reliable in-house supply chain. So AMS OSRAM strength, once again, I would like to emphasize that we produce everything, we design everything, and it's in our R&D, it's in our production. So every element of the product comes from our side. So that's why we don't generally, when it comes to competition, so we don't have these type of supply problems in general. So whole position sensing portfolio. As I said, key points are stray field immunity. This is the unique selling point that we have. Low power modes and of course the small size. An example of an application. Of course, as I said, this is for the consumer. We cannot put every success story we have, but you can apply this into automotive. You can apply into defense and military as well. We have capacitive sensors too. Another application for the consumer, as you can see here, multi-channel measurement and the high accuracy and precision is also the important unique selling points. We have IVT sensors, which could be interesting for this region, for battery management and current temperature and voltage sensors. Generally in Turkey, we have these type of applications for not just in battery management in industrial level, but also in electrical vehicle level. There are some customers of us using these inside the car to managing the battery and sensing the current temperature and voltage. But it's also mostly used in grid storage systems or energy storage systems as well. And application example and challenges and what kind of solutions we have. Of course, after CSA, all the sensor portfolio, we have different type of emitters, let's say. Apart from regular old conventional LEDs, we are mostly famous for these in the industry. The LEDs, visible LEDs, of course, as you can see here for the projection, with an, let's say, world-class performance in OSTO projection, OSTO stage, and tablet black. And infrared side, we have products like Oston Black, Oston P1616, and Power Tablet. And of course, on the laser side and detectors, we are also the market leader. We have EELs and VCSELs, as you can see here, for the laser bias metal can for industrial, welding, cutting, and so on, those kind of applications. And this is a good slide to mention. When I say the packaging, the small size, sometimes people don't understand, because when you look at these pictures, you always think of a product very in a big way. So in order for you to compare what kind of products that we are pushing and producing and what are the package sizes that you see in real life is, if you compare with the match head, what kind of products that we are producing. When it comes to medical health, I will not go into detail, but I will just want to mention regarding, we are also one of the market leaders in the segment, already working with major, let's say, well-known brands across the globe. You see, medical health can be combined with mobile and wearables. That's why I did. So display management, camera enhancement, vital sign monitoring, and augmented reality. For those applications, the most famous product is, of course, the temperature sensors. We have some examples in our table that we can show it to you. Our USPs are, of course, the high accuracy and low power consumption. This is what you need for small devices. And we can detect the human temperature up to 0.09 Celsius degree. And of course, very small. And as you know, most of the wearable producer companies are already using our sensors. An application example, the summary of what I told earlier for the USBs on the right-hand side you can see. Vital sign monitoring, so we don't just detect the temperature, we also can detect many vital signs, let's say like oxygen level in the blood or cardiac details and so on, that we can send you the details for these products. And we have a brochure that we can show it to you in our table. When it comes to medical, of course, it's more industrial level, but most of our products already in use. From sensors to lighting, from vital sign monitoring. So I finished this sensor part and the IR laser or the visualization part. So I will just now switch to emitter, the LED part, the conventional part. So of course, as I said in the beginning, our strength comes from mobility. And when it comes to mobility, we do pretty much everything. So from forward lighting to signaling, ambient lighting, smart services, and sensing. So when you get into a car, probably like 70–80% of the components, the emitting and the sensing parts are coming from us. And this is a good example that where we are within the car. So when you look on the exterior level, so the greens are the illumination and visualization part, blue are the sensor parts that I talked about. So we have the front lighting, exterior signaling. When it comes to interior, we have in-cabin sensing, head-up displays, display backlighting, smart surfaces, ambient lighting. When it comes to back, we have dynamic signaling. So as I said, on the below you see, I try to explain to you what we use for sensors for different applications like defense, industrial, medical, but also in automotive side, as I said, it's mostly used for battery management, position angle sensing, and optical sensing. When it comes to lighting for automotive, we divide into three major categories: forward lighting, signaling, and interior lighting. Of course, for forward lighting, it's mostly white. When it comes to signaling, it's mostly yellow, orange, red, and white. And when it comes to interior lighting, now full color spectrum. Within the signaling side, the trends are mostly, let's say, on the V2X level or car-to-X communication. So as we call it, for the signaling specifically, we want cars to be smarter. So even in our country, our car manufacturer doesn't call the car as a vehicle, they call it a smart device. So when it comes to lighting, how you can make a car smarter. So then we enable the communication within the signaling elements. As you can see here, it's written caution in the back of the car, and we see this trend growing up, let's say, gradually over the years. Most of the development goes into this space to be, let's say, use the signaling part of the car as an array to notify other drivers or give some message. So this is the trend really. So instead of just doing the conventional signaling or communicating with others, so we will see mostly this trend is going up. Of course, another, let's say, simpler trends are homogeneity, of course, car body illumination with these new colors, especially for autonomous cars. We see new color trends like cyan, for example, in US. When the car drives in autonomous mode, it's required to have a single color everywhere for everybody to know that it's an autonomous drive. So these are the trends basically for signaling, and these are the products that we are addressing these trends. For standard RCL, DRL, and TI products, as you can see, homogeneity we are achieving with different type of portfolio. You don't want to see single LEDs in the signaling part, so that's why we have homogeneity products like 1515 with a different hardware on top. We have slim 3D effect design features and car body illumination products. More detail on the product, I will not go into detail, but just to show you that we have every color spectrum, every nanometer, every power, every package size that according to your need. Interior side, I divided categories into 4: functional illumination, ambient, display, and projection. I will not go into for display and projection, but I will just mention the functional illumination and ambient. And please know that this can be applied to any other areas in military, defense, and industrial, because functional illumination is always needed in other areas too. The trend is here, of course, going into more smaller switches, backlighting even of the smaller switches, integration into different materials, like even integrating light into the wood in the car. So now there are manufacturers not just using the LED strips or LEDs for the ambient lighting, but also embedding the LEDs inside the material and capturing a different look within the car. For those applications, we have the smallest package, 1608. We have an example in our table that you can check. It's really small and it's really robust. And when it comes to performance, it's also matching almost all the competitions in the field. And ambient illumination with RGBs, all the portfolio we have with the calibrated data that we can share with you. And the drivers that I already mentioned, ambient white LEDs. And when it comes to lighting, I have all the portfolio, as you can see here. This is for general lighting, so from mobility to general lighting. As you see, we have small packages, mid-power 20, 35, 30, 30 LEDs, COBs. When it comes to outdoor lighting, we have Oston Square, which everybody knows from OSRAM side. We have 37, 37, 50, 50. And Osconic C 30 and 2024. And on the right hand side you see horticulture products, which we are also market leader in, 37 square and optimal products. I guess my time is also arriving soon, so that's why I will just skip it here, but I put all the details for each, let's say, vertical on the general lighting side. For 3030, 3 volt, 6 volts, and 2835 whole portfolio, COBs, outdoor products, Oston Suker, overviews. So I will just skip here, but I want you to know that I will just mention stronghold for OSRAM on general lighting is always reliability and robustness. So when it comes to, especially for outdoor lighting, we have LMAT values and lifetime values of 150,000 hours. So when it comes to, if you compare with competition, we are almost 50% more on the lifetime. And when it comes to outdoor lighting, you always give, let's say, warranties up to 8 to 10 years. And you can achieve this without having a problem with OSRAM. We didn't have any single return in my country for these applications, and I believe it's very important. And when it comes to performance, we are already far above with our new Sapphire Philip chip and KSO phosphor technologies. So we can talk about these details in our booth. So you have all the details in the slides. I believe McKinsey team will share it with you afterwards. So thank you very much for listening to me. That's all.